Word,
Yo,
word, word, word.
let me put my phone on a charger real quick.
Do your
And I'll
thing,
take
man. Do your thing. Do your thing. All right, we live and we ready. Let me just do a few things on my computer. And then we good.
Bro, you sound like Luda when you said
Luda. Yo,
that.
that was my man's, bro. Oh man, I love Luda.
Bro, that's my favorite rap. That's my favorite rapper, bro. Dude,
There you
my
go.
computer. You sound
Go.
just Luda.
Now I got to put that thumbnail of Uga. Yo, Ugas' face was fucked up, bro. Holy
Yo,
shit, bro. It was
that's
bad.
the
It
nah.
was.
It was, bro. But that's the that's the price that come with this boxing game,
Yeah,
bro.
it was really bad, bro.
Erickson Lubin had worse.
You said what?
Erickson Lubin's face was worse though.
You think so?
I think Erickson Lubin's face was worse than Ugas.
I mean,
Come on.
you might be right. You might be right. Hold on. Damn, I can't find it. There we go. No, not this one. Yeah. We're gonna use this one. We're gonna use hold on. Boom. Let's do that. All right, so we good now. We good money now. So, all right, man, twin. So I need you the expert here. You know what I mean? You the expert, you're the fighter.
Nah,
So let me just get first before we even talk about Spence and Ugas, right? I want to touch up on kind of like the whole main card. Did you watch the whole main card, by the way?
Dude. So check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
my the thing said it started at 7 o'clock over here.
Okay.
So I went to my mom's house because I had to help my mom. I had just bought my mom this treadmill, and so I was help getting it in the house.
Yeah.
And so I end up missing Josecito Lopez fight, and I end up missing my boy Rayo fight, and I was so mad
Oh
because
man.
I heard Rayo got a first round stoppage.
Listen. Okay. So you missed out on the Rayo fight, and you missed out on the Cody Crowley fight.
Yeah.
But let's kind of did you see the recap at all?
I saw Josecito Lopez get dropped. He looked flabby as shit, bro. Like he didn't look like he looked like he's like it's time for him to kind of call it a day.
Yeah, actually, we were actually talking about that as the fight was going on. I'm like, why is this guy still fighting? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. So first and foremost, Cody Crowley, he's a fucking. I didn't know he was that good, honestly. But you know what it was, bro? At first, Cody Crowley was deciding he kind of wanted to brawl for whatever reason. I don't know why. The first three, I want to say like 3 to 4 rounds, all Cody Crowley was doing was just trying to slug it out with Josecito Lopez. I have no idea why. So Cody Crowley is pretty much like the first 3 to 4 rounds. He's deciding to slug. He's winning the slugfest, but he's giving Josecito Lopez an opportunity. You know, he's giving Josecito Lopez an opportunity to get into the fight. He wasn't using, like I said, the first couple of rounds. It was just like one of those. It just seems like he just maybe wanted to give the people a show. I don't know what it was, man. But did you catch the highlights at all about it?
I just saw when he dropped Josecito Lopez. That's the only thing. I didn't catch the
yo, you know what's funny, bro? I was actually, I don't know if you watch the highlights of the fight, you should, bro. At a quick glance, I swear to God, Cody Crowley looks like Caleb Plant in the ring. You know what I mean? He looks like Caleb Plant, bro. I'm not even joking. When I first turned it on, I actually forgot Cody Crowley was fighting, and I'm seeing, and I'm like, yo, is that Caleb Plant? And then I was like, what the fuck? So I texted the group chat. I'm like, yo, is that Caleb? And they're like, nah, that's Cody Crowley. And I'm like, yo, I swear to God, I thought this dude looked like, I thought this guy was Caleb Plant. I'm telling you, those two look identical, bro. And they fight very similar too.
I can see why you say that, though. I can see why you say that. No, man. I want to give a big shout out to my dude Rayo, though, man. Rayo, man, man, that's a good homie of mine, bro. He, like I said, like when David Benavidez was last fighting over here, you know, he didn't have to, you know, give me his jacket or whatnot to let me go, you know, go in there. So, because Showtime was acting like assholes. But
not surprised.
But no, I was mad that I missed his fight, man. But I heard so how did he look? Like I heard he got a stoppage in the first round, but how did you?
The thing about Jose Rayo, bro, when a fight ends that quickly, it's very, very hard to really like when you ask me, oh, how did he look?
Yeah.
The fight lasted all of 30 seconds, bro. I'm not even lying.
Oh, shit.
Yo, I swear to God, bro, it was like.
So fights like that don't really tell you much.
Yeah. Like it was kind of like a feel out round. You know, it was like in the first couple of like 30 seconds or whatever. It was kind of like they were filling each other out. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. The punch that Jose threw was kind of sloppy, but it had just enough power. Boom, caught him with a left hand, and I was just like, oh shit. Like, listen, bro, I went to go get a cup of water, and when I came back, I'm hearing like, oh, he goes down, and I'm like, wow, really? I was like, really? Remember Mike Tyson in when he first started? How people complain about you know what I mean? His fights. It was like that. It was like one of those fights, and I'm like, wow. I was like, wow, really, dude? So like when somebody has that kind of performance, I mean, still great performance, but it's really hard to judge. Like, oh, how did he look? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse to have first round knockouts because it's a gift because you sell it. But a prime example would be Edgar Berlanga. You know, he had so many first round knockouts, and it's like then you get with somebody that can just box decent, like not even on anywhere near an elite level, and it's like now he's three decisions in a row, 4 decisions in a row now.
To be honest with you. The last one I thought was a robbery. I thought Steve Rose won it clearly, and then the one before that, he looked really bad. He got knocked down. He won it decisively, but it was like it was very competitive. A fight that shouldn't have been competitive was competitive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, bro, like I said, the fight was just boom like that, and I was like, yo, I really wanted to see what Jose would look like against somebody, like maybe not at their prime, but still considered top tier. And unfortunately, I mean, props to him. He got the job done before, I was even able to go grab a cup of water. But you know what I mean? He still did his thing.
Well, we'll see him. We definitely will see him stepping up in the near future.
We got it. I got to see him again going up against somebody else because, like I said, the fight ended so quickly, and it was blink of an eye. I was like, oh shit, this guy's done. You know what I mean? He's on the ground. Jesus Christ. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. I said, yo, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jose O'Rayo is the truth. Like, you could tell. The eye test tells everything. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's got it. He's long. He's tall. He's a southpaw. He's slick. He's crafty. You could tell. You could tell when the guy's got it.
Absolutely.
And he's definitely got it.
Absolutely, man. What's up with your boy? Because I know you're about to get ready to go to the next fight, which was Eastside Cruz. What's up with Ryan Garcia constantly calling these fighters out? And
wait, real quick. Boxing expert said, "What up, bro? This is Aaron. What's going on, Aaron? Just want to say, Rayo up next. I'm about to head to the store. Be back on in like 15 minutes. Say less. We'll be here, buddy." So to answer your question, so what's up with Ryan Garcia, man? Let me tell you something about Ryan Garcia, bro. Let me tell you something about Ryan Garcia, man.
I'm listening.
Ryan Garcia is an Instagram hoe and attention seeker. Let me tell you, bro. Listen, when he fought Emmanuel Tagao or Tagao,
I say
when he fought Emmanuel Tagao, bro. Let me tell you this, man. First and foremost, he sent out a tweet saying, "Thank you, Emmanuel Tagao, for taking this fight because nobody else would fight me." And you know what he said? He put at the end, he said, nobody would fight me because they would assume that I would pull out of the fight. What does that tell you? Like when the guy himself, like, listen, bro,
I can name bro, he was supposed to be you remember he was talking about Tank Davis 2 rounds, and then he says he went from Tank to, I got better fish to fry. I'm finna fight Pacquiao. Then from Pacquiao, he was supposed to fight what was the guy's name that just lost to Jojo Diaz? Javier Fortuna. Then he was supposed to fight Jojo Diaz. Then they were talking about him fighting Tevin Farmer. Then he clearly ducked Devin Haney. Like, bro, all these fights, like, come on, bro. Nobody believes anything that you have to say.
Listen, man. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the guy's pretty much told on himself.
Yeah, he
told on himself. He said people are going to assume that I'm going to pull out of the fight. Like, what does that tell you? That tells you that you do it off the look. Yo,
why would they assume that?
Bro, let me tell you this. Canelo, Ryan Garcia's own mentor, said that he doesn't think that Ryan Garcia is serious about this.
Yeah. He said, he come to the gym for like
that's crazy.
20 minutes. Yeah. 20 minutes out of 2-3 days. Yeah.
Right. He comes to the gym. He does his little bullshit on the bag. He takes dancing videos for Instagram. And that's it. And you know what? There's so many of those guys, bro, at the gym that I go to. They'll come to the gym. They'll be there for like 20, 30 minutes. They'll bullshit on the bag. They take a couple selfies. They take some videos for Instagram, and then they're out of the gym. You know, they leave. It's just like,
bro, we had a dude in my gym, my old gym. He would do that. Like he mattered, but he wouldn't even come and train. He'll come, stand by somebody, take a picture with him, and then dip. And then be like on Facebook, he'll be like, I do this boxing shit. Like, man, it's the difference between a boxer and a bag beater, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, you know what we was talking about last time, Twin, about how I know I'm getting off a subject, but I'm gonna get right back on. Bro, I had that happen to me. We was sparring. We did. It was like 4 of us. We did a round robin. Each of us got 6 rounds in. I get off the bag. We get done sparring. This one dude was there the entire time. I hit the bag for 6 rounds. Then I do a mile on the treadmill. I proceed to take my stuff off, and then dude comes and asks me, "Do I want to get some rounds in?" And I'm like, and he was like, "Can I record it?" I said, I know what this means. I tagged. That's the video I had posted when he was sparring. I tagged him with that hook. That's all I had though.
Yeah, but you know, yo, when somebody tells me, first and foremost, I don't really like to record sparring, bro. I've never really been a fan of it, because like what you're posting, especially if you're competing, bro, like you're kind of just like, you might as well tell your opponent, oh, hey, this is how I fight, because that's what you're doing when you post up sparring. You know what I mean? Right, I never really like to do it. First and foremost, like just out of respect for the other guy, you know what I mean? Like if he says, yeah, it's cool, post it, then I'll post it. But other than that, that's why you never see me like on my Instagram, on Facebook. I don't post. I'll post pictures, but I'll never post clips. But
Twin, going in the future is good to record yourself. Even if
no. Don't get me wrong, bro. I have plenty of footage of me sparring, but I'm saying I would never post it.
Yeah.
I don't post it on social media or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But hey, did you whoop his ass? Because I saw a little bit of it.
Man, listen, bro, he didn't land anything. What you saw him doing, that's pretty much how it was. But I was so dead. Like, if you go back and look at the video, when I land a hook, you'll see I kind of wobble back to the rope because I didn't have anything under my legs. Like, my legs were not underneath me. Like, so it was based. I didn't just whoop dude, but he didn't do anything to me that where he can brag about it. But I just knew what he was trying to do. So I was like, okay, if that's what you want to be on, I'm finna. But I didn't. I was dead, bro. I didn't have anything left. Like I said, if you look at after I land that hook, I kind of wobbled back to the ropes a little bit because I didn't even have my legs underneath me, bro. Like,
no, I got you. No, for sure. I mean, hey, whatever. You know what I mean? I bet you he wouldn't do it when you're fresh, though. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. He was there too. He was there when I was fresh.
But all right. So moving on. Okay, did you catch Isaac Cruz versus Yuriarkis Gamboa?
Oh my goodness,
bro. That was painful.
Gamboa, it was. Gamboa definitely. We all know Gamboa is now PBC's punching bag. But the thing about Gamboa is he's even when he was in his prime, he would do this, and I hated it, bro. When Gamboa gets caught, first and foremost, it's a rule. Nobody should be able to catch you twice. Once they hit you, you need to be out of there. But Gamboa will like sit, like he'll get caught, and then he'll put his chin straight in the air for you to catch him again. And it's like, bro, it just irritates me. Even when he was in his prime, he did that. All you have to do is just catch him, and he'll be right there. He's a dog. He'll fight you. But he doesn't know how to retreat. He doesn't know how to tuck his chin. He keeps his chin in the air like
oh my god, it aggravates me because I'm a big Yuriorkis Gamboa fan, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't think he was gonna do anything. I thought he was gonna lose. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Like, bro, this guy, like, okay, look, this guy said it best. Jesse Robles, he says Gamboa couldn't stay off of the ground. Bro, that man spent half of the fight on his ass.
I think every round he was either
every round, yeah, he got dropped in every goddamn round. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
I think what did they say? He got I know in one of the knockdowns they were like, well, that's his 17th time getting dropped in his career. I'm like, damn.
Bro, even in his prime, man, he always had kind of like a suspect chin. I don't want to say like a suspect chin because he had never been knocked out, but he was getting knocked down all the time, like every fight. It kind of reminded me of Sergio Martinez, just constantly getting dropped, bro. You know, but. Yeah. It was sad to see, bro. It was just sad to see. And I'm like, I really hope this guy hangs it up. Look, I'll give him credit. The guy's, technically speaking, washed up. He's 40 years old. And everybody knows that, boxing's a young man sport. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't have the athletic ability or the gifted skills that Andre Ward or Floyd Mayweather possessed. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't have it. His reflexes are 100% gone. He used to be a guy that was hard to hit at one point. Now it seemed like every punch that Isaac Cruz threw was landing.
You know? And see, that goes to Twin. That goes to a lot of his career was on hold when he made the decision to sign with 50 Cent. And he was put on hold. He was placed on hold. The thing about it is, and shout out to you, Twin, for even pointing that out. That's why it's important to know the basics, the fundamentals of boxing. I give a prime example. My greatest example is comparing two fighters, Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones. Where Roy Jones, the start of his career, was way better than Bernard Hopkins, but Bernard Hopkins finished way better than Roy Jones, because at the end of the day, when that athleticism, and it's gonna come because Father Time is undefeated, when that once that athleticism goes away, you have nothing to rely on but your boxing fundamentals. Whereas Bernard Hopkins, being the better boxer, he was able to carry his career longer or whatnot. And so shout out to you for even pointing that out. You know,
for sure. And you know what's funny? I'm actually glad you brought up Roy Jones, because I get into when it comes to Roy Jones, bro, I fanboy no fighter bigger than I fanboy Roy Jones Jr. You know what I mean?
Rightfully so.
One of my favorite fighter of all time.
Rightfully
so peep this. I get into debates all the time with these guys. I always tell them, in his prime, nobody could fuck with Roy Jones. Nobody. Not James Toney, not Bernard Hopkins, not John Ruiz. Nobody could touch him. You know, but everybody always points out, oh, well, Antonio Tarver beat him. And I said, bro.
But that was when you never mind. Go ahead.
He was 35 years old.
Well, not to mention he had lost all that weight. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Twin.
I know you did.
Not to mention, people don't realize, bro. I did a video on this. People don't realize when you cut all that muscle and that weight, you're dehydrated. You it's almost like your brain is not getting the fluids that it's supposed to, which that affects your punch resistance, bro. I wish that he would have retired after the first Antonio Tarver fight, but it was obvious because, like, bro, he dropped like I think 25 pounds of muscle to go back to light heavyweight, and people don't realize, like, Roy Jones was not the same after that, man.
He was not.
No,
he was not 100%. And that's, and you know, they try to compare him to Andre Ward, right? And look, I love Andre Ward. I know you love Andre Ward.
Don't do me like this,
man. No. Listen. There's no Andre Ward slander. That'll never happen here. But they always say, oh, Andre Ward is a better fighter than Roy because Andre Ward never got knocked out, which is true. But Andre Ward never fought as long as Roy Jones Jr. either. Andre Ward was smart. He retired on top. What Roy Jones should have done. He should have retired after John Ruiz. He should have never went back down to light heavy and fought Antonio Tarver, in my opinion.
Now, the way you are with Roy Jones, that's how I am with Andre Ward. But I'm gonna say this though. Andre Ward will say this himself. I mean, he said it before. Andre Ward was nowhere near as gifted as Roy Jones in his prime. Andre Ward is a smart fighter. I love that man to death. That is my favorite fighter. But Andre Ward was not as gifted as Roy Jones. Nobody, I don't think you can name anybody in the history of boxing that has a better prime than Roy Jones. Yep. I think Roy Jones in his prime, I think he beats Thomas Hearns. I think he beats Ray Leonard. I do, and I definitely in his prime at middleweight or definitely super middleweight. I think he was just unstoppable.
I agree, bro. Let me tell you this: if Roy Jones Jr. was around right now, ain't nobody at 160 or 68 or 75 could fuck with him. Nobody, right?
No.
But with Roy Jones, it's kind of similar with Gamboa because he doesn't know when to hang up the gloves. It's time to hang those gloves up, bro. You're 40 years old. You have no business fighting these top guys. You know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, he fought Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Isaac Cruz back to back to back. I mean, the guy has heart. He's definitely getting a good paycheck, but my goodness,
he is. But it's like before he even fought Tank, I think he lost to a dude that was like 21-12 or 21-13. I can't even remember the dude's name.
Probably.
He stopped him, but definitely Gamboa. It's sad to see. It is a sad sight to see. Like I'm not gonna lie, I had that same type of feeling that you had with Gamboa with Manny Pacquiao when he fought Ugas. Like even though it's like But it's like, damn, you hate to see like a star
Yeah.
like a fight and they're shelling themselves. It's like,
Mhm.
I don't like seeing this, bro. Like,
No, for sure, for
Gamboa
sure.
definitely needs to he definitely needs to hang it up. I think when he's
Yeah.
made the choice to sign with 50 Cent, that derailed his career.
Yeah,
Same with
definitely.
Andre Darrell. Speaking of derail,
It's it started. You know, he took a year and a half off, and then immediately
yeah,
jumped into the ring with Terence Crawford.
that
Probably the
was not.
dumbest thing he could have done. Not very smart at all. You know what I mean? But
And
hey,
he
you
had
know,
some success with Terence Crawford. He did.
he
He had some
he
success.
yeah, he gave Crawford some work, but you know the chin just couldn't hold up. Listen, like there's no question. Can't nobody question Gamboa's heart.
No.
But can you question his decision making? Of course, you know it's not very bright what he did. You know, and it's not bright what he's doing right now. He's not gonna beat anybody. I mean, it's time to hang it up. You made a lot of money, especially with Davis and Haney. I'm sure you got a decent paycheck against Cruz. It's just time to hang it up, man. Like at this point, you got to realize when you're a stepping stone. You know, you got to understand like it's just not you're not that guy anymore. You know,
No.
and it's
But
just
it's hard for
nothing, you know, no slander, no shame. It's just like how you said, bro. Father Time is undefeated.
it's hard for fighters to grasp that, to come. You have to be really honest with yourself, and even then it's hard for fighters to accept the reality that they're not who they once were.
Yep.
And Gamboa, he just to me, Gamboa hasn't been Gamboa since like 2013,
Oh yeah.
2012.
Oh yeah. He
So
hasn't.
I wish we could have seen him against like Juan Manuel Lopez, like, or
That would have been a
maybe
good fight.
yeah,
You
but
know what's funny, man? That was a fight that was in the works. I don't
was.
remember the details on it. I think after Lopez lost to Orlando Salido, I think that's when that fight kind of like lost. You know what I mean? Kind of just
Yeah, I
like
think because Gamboa beat Orlando Salido.
yeah, he beat the shit out of Orlando Salido, and Salido beat Lopez twice, knocked them out twice in Puerto Rico, both times.
Yeah.
So you know what's crazy, bro? Orlando Salido, he has a hell of a resume, bro. Juan
He
Manuel
beat.
Lopez. He beat
I was.
Vasil Lomachenko.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I think he went the distance with Marquez. I want to
Mhm.
say he's got a couple other decent wins on his resume I can't think of, but he's got a hell of a resume, bro. He
Yeah,
has
he
a
got a
hell of
hell
a
of a
resume.
resume. It's just the shit that he do outside of boxing that messes
Yeah,
with him.
yeah, failing PED tests and things like that. I think I think he's actually an Uber driver, to be honest with you.
I heard.
You
I
know,
think I did hear it. I know last
so
time I heard something about him, he had something to do with like a lot of like he was on the side of some building with like some beers or some shit. Man, it was sad. It's
yeah,
sad.
very sad, very sad. But what are you gonna do? So let's go now to the main event: Ugas and Earl Spence. I'm sure you caught that for
Oh
sure
yeah,
from
absolutely,
start to finish.
absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
my question to you is, after the beatdown that he gave, because that's what it was. I mean, it was a
But
close
that was
fight
a
at first.
pure ass whooping, bro.
Yeah, it was like at first it was a little decent fight back and forth. It was kind of like a jab battle. But then eventually, and this is, and I broke it down exactly how it happened. I said he's got the style to trouble Spence a little bit. Whoa, what the fuck's wrong with my computer? Holy shit! Did you see that? Was it glitching?
It was blinking. It was just blinking.
Jesus, hold on. Let me try that again. Let me see.
But I will say this though. I knew why your dentist was stabbing Errol to the body. He was landing too.
Mm-hmm.
Your dentist was trying to set up that overhand right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to stab Errol to the body to get Errol to drop his hands. But he just didn't realize Errol was like, I bet I'm finna stab you too.
but I figured this is exactly how it was going to be. I knew it was going to be competitive the first couple of rounds. The first round, I think I gave it to Ugas. It was kind of like I said, a jab battle. They were just jabbing each other out, feeling each other out. I think by the third round, Spence had kind of like picked up on Jordani's style, and then just kind of started lighting him up. But what I saw from Earl Spence Jr. I saw intensity. I don't want to say like super impressed because I kind of, I kind of called it. But at the same time, it was great to see that the eye injury didn't affect him at all whatsoever. He looked sharp. He looked great. And then, the thing about Earl Spence is, man, he takes layoffs and he comes back and fights top guys. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't take any, what do you call it? Easy fights. What's the name for the easy fight? Tune-ups. He doesn't take any tune-ups. He doesn't take easy fights. it's kind of like he has a year layoff, 2-year layoff, whatever it is. He comes back and he fights the top guy. You know,
Yeah.
what did you see about Errol Spence that impressed you?
Man, I was impressed. I was very pleased with Errol. And the first thing that I noticed for me, because Dennis Ugas, he likes to counter, especially to the body, but he's wide with his body shot. If you ever see Dennis Ugas throw body shots, man, it's like he winds. It's weird. It's a weird way he does it, but
it's like yeah. I know exactly what you mean. What you mean.
It's a weird way.
It's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain, but Errol, what Errol did was if you notice, Errol was smothering him to where Errol could get his shots off, but Dennis had nothing to counter. That's why Errol would jab, and then he'll go to the body and then step right in to that prevented Dennis Ugas from being able to counter him. Then what Errol would do was Errol would put his head on Dennis' shoulder to that. Also, with Dennis having long arms, it prevents Dennis from being able to hit Errol, and Errol was just teeing off on him. And Errol, not only did he stop, he prevented Dennis Ugas from countering. Errol did not give him any momentum in that fight. He would go if Errol would step back, because Errol, and that's the thing about Errol. Errol's ring IQ is very underrated. But Errol would step back, pop, go to the body, boom, and then smother right back in there, and then he would tattoo him. And Ugas, and it was crazy because it's like if your Ugas is like, bro, stick your hand. Like that's why fighters, if you guys don't know, fighters will often, like, you'll see them do like that. They're not doing that to touch. They're doing that to control the range, control the distance. And Ugas wouldn't do that because he was afraid of a body counter, a body shot from Errol Spence. He was afraid. He knew Errol was coming to that body. Errol was digging in that body. So Ugas kept his hands right here because he didn't want to reach out because he knew that body shot was there and it was wearing him down. And so with Ugas basically fighting like this, or him being the right hand, fighting like, tucked in, that allowed Errol to come right in and smother Ugas and get his shots off cleanly. And Ugas just had nothing for him. Errol wouldn't even let him get a momentum in.
You know what was really bothering me watching this fight? Ugas would throw only one punch. Ugas is a one punch. He's just like he doesn't throw combinations. At least against Errol, he didn't. And he was kind of doing the same thing with Pacquiao. That's why I was kind of surprised that Pacquiao wasn't able to, get his shots off, because Ugas was just countering one punch. He was doing the same thing against Spence. He'd throw one punch, and then Errol would throw 6-7. And that was pretty much the whole fight. That was the whole fight. But Ugas, let me ask you this: when Ugas rocked and had Errol Spence wobbled, what'd you think? You think he was going to get him out of there, or were you like,
No, I think that took away more from Ugas' confidence, because the thing is, Errol made a rookie mistake, and I listen. Errol, if you ever watch this, because I'm always riding with you, bro. But you cannot afford to do that against Terence Crawford, because that's the second time he did that. He did that with Danny Garcia too, where his mouthpiece fell out, and he looked. You know what I'm saying? Like the mouthpiece fell out. He thought he heard the referee say stop, and you could tell Errol just like kind of was just like he just walked over. But the reason why I took the confidence away from Ugas, because at that point Ugas landed the best shot that he could possibly land on Errol. Errol did not see it coming to him. What do they say? The punches that hurt the most are the ones that you don't see coming, right?
Yep.
So, and that's very true. Errol didn't see it coming. Boom, Ugas lands it, and it sent Errol to the ropes, but it didn't drop him. And it's like, at this point, it's like, Ugas like, damn, what the hell do I got to do? Like, this dude is not even dropped. And not only did he not drop Errol then proceeds to beat his ass the rest of the round. Like that, to me, that took a lot of confidence out of Ugas, because it's like, bro, it doesn't get more clean than that. Errol was not looking. Errol's guard was down. He was walking over, and Ugas landed the shot. Boom, and it still didn't drop him. And it's so. Like,
do you think that mouthpiece thing? Do you think he does it on purpose? And the reason I ask is because he got wobbled, right? He was rocked. He was wobbled, and then he spits his mouthpiece out. Do you think he's doing that to buy time, or do you think that he's just maybe the punch was just that hard that it made him spit out the mouth? Like, what do you think?
I think the way I saw, because it was an uppercut. I think it was. I don't think he did that on purpose. Shout out to Fundora though, because when he was dropped,
Fundora.
Okay, listen.
We're gonna get on that. We're gonna get on that after this.
Well, no, I was just the reason why I said that, because he was smart enough to do this. When he got dropped, he spit his mouthpiece out. That then buys time. Speaking of time, though, that's a critic. There's that ref Oh my gosh, that ref in the Errol Spence Ugas fight, dude, pissed me off. And I want to know your opinion on this, twin. I want to know your opinion. When a fighter, to me, it's not fair for the fighter that has momentum, right? That has the momentum going, that's doing great work, for the referee to then, in the midst of him doing that, to stop the fight and then walk the other fighter to the corner to check on him. That's not fair. I understand that you're trying to protect the fighter, but I feel like you should do that in between rounds. Yeah. But the fighter that's having the momentum, that's not fair for him, that he's doing all this great work and you then stop the fight. And it's like, bro, that takes away. Now, like, worst case scenario, he stops the fight, Ugas regains himself, and then knocks out Errol out with one punch like that. Then it's like, bro, you took the momentum away from dude. Like,
yep.
So what is your thoughts on that, twin?
I feel the same way, bro. I cannot say that. Like, look, like how you were saying, bro, I understand, like, it's your job to protect these fighters. But at the end of the day, that can change the momentum of the whole fight. Like, let's say, for example, it was the other way around. Ugas had Spence lumped up, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
And then he, but let's say Spence is the one winning the fight. You know what I mean? Let's say Spence is the one winning the fight, but Ugas is the one that has him all lumped up and bloodied or whatever. The ref stops the fight. Oh, go check on. You know what I mean? Like, that can change that whole momentum, because now you got an extra 30 seconds to a minute to rest up. What if he's what if he's dying? What if he's like he's on the verge of getting knocked out because he's so exhausted? Now the referee stepped in, gave you an extra minute or two, sometimes 3 minutes to check on your eye. Now you got your win back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now you got. I don't like it. I agree with you. It should be in between rounds, not when a guy lands a combination. You know what I mean? A guy lands a combination and the ref steps in. No.
And he did that like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
I hate
that. Was just that irritated me. Like, bro, like, man, just I didn't like that. I didn't like the referee was. I don't like when referees try to like, basically it's almost like they want themselves to be seen.
And yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, man, I didn't.
There was no need for it. There was, at the time, there was no need for that. You know, you do that in between rounds. You know what I mean? But
absolutely.
But let me ask you this: do you feel the fight was stopped prematurely? A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that the fight was stopped prematurely, and then go ahead.
See, twin, that goes to what we was just talking about. I feel like they wouldn't have a reason to feel like that should the referee continue to let Errol fight, because Errol at one point had landed like an uppercut and Ugas like did like this, and it was like Ugas was almost done. Like it was like a few times Ugas was almost done. He didn't want to fight, or not at that moment he didn't. But if to answer your question, do I think that it was stopped prematurely? No. For one, Ugas could not see out of that eye. He has and I don't know if you guys know this, but it's now been reported he has a broken orbital bone or a fractured orbital bone.
Yeah.
So it's like Ugas. I mean, no, the fight was not stopped prematurely. I don't think so.
What you think, Aaron?
If the fight would have continued, shit, the damage could have been worse to the eye. If we're being honest, that was a good stoppage.
Hey, exactly. Speaking of that, what round was this fight stopped? And I didn't even pay attention.
Ninth, right? Or
was it ninth round?
It was 10th. Either ninth or 10th. Ninth or 10th.
No, it was the ninth. It was the ninth.
Yeah, so there was still plenty of time. Okay. Still plenty of time for Spence to do damage. Now let me ask Aaron this really quickly. So based on what you saw, all right. So he finally after 1,000 years, finally called out Errol Spence, something he has never done in his career. Finally, publicly called out. Sorry, not Errol Spence. Terence Crawford. Finally, publicly called out Terence Crawford. Right. The fight more than likely gets made. So it's been rumored for a while now that Crawford's going to sign with PBC. It's going to be a 2-fight deal. One of them being supposedly Keith Thurman. I don't know if that's true or not. And then the second one being Errol Spence Jr. So Aaron, really quickly, since you just jumped on, let me ask you this: what do you think of that fight? Like if it gets done, let's say in September, like how they're planning it.
But wait, what fight's going to be September? The Keith Thurman or the Errol Spence fight with Terence Crawford?
So it would. So the plan is, I don't know how they're going to do this because
it's
like
no point
we're already in April.
If it's a Keith Thurman fight, they backtracking at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's what they're saying. Or I'm thinking maybe in December. December's probably more of a reality. But let's just say he gets through Keith Thurman or Mario Barrios, whoever the hell is the first fight. The second fight, Errol Spence. How do you see that fight going?
Who, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman?
No, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford.
I think Terence Crawford takes that. Keith Thurman is still good, but he be taking all these breaks and shit. So I wouldn't know because he hasn't been that active in the past, 2-3 years. Yeah, he beat Mario Barrios convincingly, but I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll beat Terence Crawford at all.
No, I'm saying Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
Oh shit, I'm speaking. My bad, bro. Damn,
you good.
That's a 50-50 fight, bro. I'll be honest.
What? Okay. What do you guys see in Errol Spence that makes you think that it's a 50-50 fight? I gotta know.
I think Terence Crawford got more skills and he moves around more and shit like that. He boxes better. But what's his name? Errol Spence is a fucking dog, bro. He don't stop.
Errol is a better. Errol is my bad, Aaron. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you're good.
Errol is the better boxer on the inside. On the inside.
On
the inside. Say what?
No, he's the better.
On the outside, moving around and shit. It's definitely Crawford.
No, Crawford is better on the outside. Errol is better. I'm gonna tell you why. Go back and watch any Terence Crawford fight. The one thing that Terence Crawford always does that it almost, because I'm a huge Terence Crawford fan as well, but it makes my heart race. Terence, for one, is easy to be caught in an exchange. If you watch Terence does not know how to pull out of an exchange without getting caught flush. Errol on the inside knows how to protect himself better than Terence Crawford. But overall, I do feel like Terence Crawford, like Aaron said, Terence Crawford has the more skill. He has more skills and he has more tools in his arsenal than Errol Spence. I just think that Errol, the only thing that Errol has up on Terence Crawford, him being a bigger fighter, but I don't know if it comes into a play because Terence Crawford is strong as shit. He's skinny, but he a little small dude. He's strong, but Errol being the bigger fighter on the inside, I think Errol has an advantage. But overall, I can understand if you feel like Terence Crawford is going to beat Errol Spence.
So let me ask you this, and this is for both of you guys. So when Ugas had Errol Spence hurt, let's say that was Terence Crawford. How do you think that'll win?
Nah, Crawford's definitely a finisher. He goes for the kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was weird seeing the Ugas rock him. And he was rock, and he kind of just like stared him down, like, "What's up?" Like he just looked at him. Like how do you not jump on him, bro? That's a golden opportunity. You know what I mean? He doesn't jump on Errol Spence. That's why a lot of people. Yeah, and listen, Facebook groups stay away from him because like you lose brain cells. A lot of people are saying that the fight was fixed because Ugas just stared at him. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think about that situation?
No, I don't think so. I think I heard one of the broadcasters say like some boxers they'll hurt you. And then they'll reset to like set something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
what about you?
Maybe Ugas wasn't shocked. Like, yo, what the fuck? I just hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't never been hurt before.
Well, if you go back and watch the Cuban, except for Luis Ortiz is not a part of this discussion. Go back and watch like Erislandy Lara. Go back and watch Guillermo Rigondeaux. Because the Cuban school, they're so disciplined into it. Sometimes if you even watch Lara, it's like, bro, you got them hurt, fucking finish them. You know what I'm saying? But they stay so poised and relaxed. The thing.
Okay. Go ahead. Finish your point. I gotta ask you something.
Okay. The thing with that, in that situation, I don't think that even like, because I know you said you was shocked that Errol got hurt, but that's the thing, twin. No matter what, you got to remember he's in there with a grown man. Now, regardless, I know Ugas got like 12 knockouts or whatnot, but when somebody hits you with a shot that you don't see and it's coming from a grown man, like it's gonna hurt regardless.
Oh, regardless. You get hit by Paulie Malignaggi, you're gonna feel that shit.
Yeah. Right, if you don't see the punch come, because you got to remember your brain, your defensive mechanisms are all the way turned off, and like that right there is off guard as it gets when Ugas hit Errol Spence. No matter, I don't care how many. If a grown man hits you and you don't see it, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna get hurt.
Now, what I wanted to ask you is, why did you exclude Luis Ortiz out of that?
Because Luis Ortiz, you know what? I see more tenacity in Luis Ortiz when he gets a fighter hurt. Damn, she fine. My bad. When she, I got my blinds open and I can see who walking by and stuff. But
I hope your girl don't watch this.
When Luis Ortiz, I kind of saw more tenacity, like when he had Wilder hurt. But I excluded him because Erislandy Lara and and especially Laura and Rigondeaux, they definitely do it more than Luis Ortiz does. But
Yo, quick question. I don't know if y'all tapped in on it already. Did y'all see that white boy Crowley?
Yeah, we were just talking. Well, I was talking about it in the beginning. Keith missed it, but I was watching him. Cody Crowley, he's nasty, bro.
Man, I like him, bro. It just sucks that he don't have the power. So I don't know if he can hang with the top dogs like Virgil Ortiz, Crawford, Keith Thurman, and shit like that. But he's good, bro.
He's very good, very good. I was just telling Keith, if you look at him at a quick glance, you think he's Caleb Plant. I thought it was Caleb Plant in that ring. Like when I first turned, because I didn't know Cody was fighting, right? I didn't know what really the undercard was. So I put it on my phone, and then I see Cody, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, is that Caleb Plant? So I texted the group chat. I'm like, yo, Caleb Plant fighting tonight? They're like, nah, that's Cody. I'm like, yo, these dudes are fucking twins. Yeah, I thought it was Caleb Plant, but to answer your question, man, no, Cody went in there skilled. The first couple of rounds, he's wanted to brawl. I don't know why. He wanted to brawl. He never really hurt Josecito, and he was hitting him with some tough shots. And he was kind of like letting Josecito into the fight because even though he was winning the brawls, the exchanges, but Josecito was hanging he was hanging in there. But finally, I think after the third or fourth round, I think his corner told him to stop the shenanigans. And then he kind of just started outclassing and outscaling Josecito Lopez. I thought it was a good performance, though.
No, I was. He's pretty good. He's pretty decent. Like
very good.
Hey, Twin, I'm gonna tell you two boxers that look alike to me. Go whenever you can, and Aaron, you too. Whenever we get off, just look these two fighters up. Look up Carl Frampton and Chris.
Jerry.
Yes, bro. They look just.
Yeah, I swear to God,
you're
right. You're right.
They
you're
look
right.
just
Yo,
alike.
They
yo, fucking like brothers. One's just fucking bigger.
Yes, bro. I promise you, bro. They look exactly alike to me, bro.
Yeah.
Man, talking about Carl Frampton, that shit surprised me when Jamel Herring beat him.
It surprised me too,
bro.
It surprised me too, bro.
Carl Frampton dude is such a dope boxer to me. Well, he was such a dope boxer to me, bro. Like, shit, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yo, hey, Twin. Let's talk about. I know this is something you want to touch up on. Sebastian.
That's your favorite boxer.
I wanted to say a curse word, but I ain't trying to get
Fundora.
I don't like the guy. Yo, listen. Let me tell you my beef with Sebastian Fundora. First of all, how you Deontay Wilder height and you fight at 54, bro? This man started his career at 47. Come on, bro. 6'7". Aaron, think about that. Aaron, how much do you weigh?
Shit. Like walk around naturally. 180.
What you weighing?
180. 175. 180.
You weigh more than this guy, and this guy's like a foot and a half, like a foot taller than you.
No, but look, he's naturally small though. You know, the Boxing Boys podcast.
Yeah.
I'll be watching them, and they interviewed him last week, and he said it. He was like, "Bro, I walk around naturally when I'm training 163."
There's no way.
He said it, bro.
I don't see him making.
I don't think he'll lie. Like I was watching the interview, he seemed like a humble kid and shit. He said, "I walk around 163." Because the guy asked him, he was like, where do you see your career capping out at? He was, I don't know. I walk around naturally at 160.
That's crazy,
bro.
I mean, I don't know how he does it, bro.
I don't see now in the next few years though. I don't see him being at 154 in the next few years because he's what 24. He's like
something like that.
Yeah, but I don't see him,
bro. 163. That's what he walks around at. I thought, you know what it is, bro. Like I thought this dude, and honestly, I don't know. He could be capping. I really don't know. But think about it like this. He should naturally be, like, in my opinion, if you're that tall, at the very bare minimum, you should be at
light heavy.
Yeah, 175. Look at this. Look at this guy. Yeah. Look how tall, bro. Come on, son. Like, this is like a 12th grader picking on 5th graders. Like
a freshman,
you know what I'm saying, bro? So I thought that this dude honestly like killed his body just to make 54. You know, so he's saying he walks around 163. I don't know if I really believe that, bro. Like, I know the kid is humble and whatever, but it's just hard for me to believe 163, bro. He should be at the very bare minimum 75.
You know, it's funny. So he's humble, but he's also like, how do you say it? Not arrogant, but he's comfortable with his skin. So they asked him, it was like, Canelo ever called you to camp? He was like, we ain't no sparring partners. I was like, oh shit, this is cocky a little bit.
I don't know, bro. Like I said, man, this kid is like the average height for an NBA player, power forward. and he's
So
fighting at 154 pounds. This is
so
like
talking about him. Do y'all think what's his name? The dude he fought.
Lubin.
Y'all think Lubin was overrated?
Nah,
No.
not at all.
No,
Not at all.
Lubin's
The
not
thing,
overrated.
listen. The thing is, like, this guy claims to be walking around at 63. I don't believe it. I think he's a lot heavier than that. But I mean, we'll never know because even if he weighs 180 at 6'7", you're not gonna notice it.
But that could be his training weight. You know what I'm saying? Like when he consistently. But I don't know. But there's no way. That's crazy.
But I'm saying, all I'm saying is if the guy bulked up, let's just say he's just got ate pizzas all day and got up to 180. When you're 6'7", you're not gonna notice that. You're not gonna know. Like if a guy is 5'7" and he bulks up to 180, you're gonna notice. A guy that's 6'7" bulks up to 180, it ain't gonna look any more different.
He got so much of the body frame.
Because he's got so much length in his body. You know, it's hard to tell the difference. Now, if he bulked up to like 250, then obviously you could tell. But this guy claiming that he fights that he walks around at 163, I don't really believe that. But I mean, if that's what he's saying, that's what he's saying. I have no proof. But the thing about him is he's a lot stronger than Erickson Lubin. He's just a lot bigger. He's stronger, and it's just the guy is 6'7". I mean, when you're punching up in the air, bro, and both of you guys fight, so you guys both notice when you're punching up in the air where you practically have to jump to catch your guy, a lot of your power is gone doing that.
Well,
this guy has to come straight.
That was one of the things. Even if we go back to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, that I was saying that I don't know if Deontay Wilder's power is going to be the same punching up. That takes away. But I knew coming into that fight with him and not Deontay Wilder, but with
Fury?
not Fury, the guy we just talking about, not Lubin, the fighter. He forgot he just fought. I can't.
Fundora.
Okay, yeah, thank you, appreciate that. Fundora, I knew. I promise you, and I wish I would have done a video on this. I was telling my bro, Erickson Lubin is gonna get dropped with an uppercut because Erickson Lubin has to get on the inside, and Fundora throws good uppercuts because he's so lanky and so tall, and unfortunately, Lubin does not have the chin to withstand that. And I knew he was going to end up dropping him with a uppercut, but I still thought Lubin was going to be able to get the job done. I was wrong.
Do you guys think there was any funny business going on with his gloves? A lot of people feel that way.
Nah. I think he packed a pretty decent punch.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm just saying, like the guy didn't want to take off the gloves for the interviews. You know what I mean? Like maybe not. I just So pretty much. The reason why I don't like the guy is obviously I just think he's like how Terence Crawford called him a cheat code, you know. Like honestly, but listen, if Erickson Lubin was able to drop him and hurt him and almost get him out of there, imagine him at 168. Imagine him at 175.
And them guys are harder. They're bigger.
Yeah, exactly. Bivol, Better Beef, Canelo, all them guys would kill this kid. You know, if he fought at his natural weight.
At 154, you think he give any 154 problems like Charlo, Castano?
I think he's just so big and just so strong that he'll
probably give anybody problems,
guys out. Yeah, I think it'll be the same thing as Erickson Lubin. I'm sure they'll have their moments. They'll look good. You know, they'll land their punches, but
I disagree, Twin. I think that Jermell and I think I don't know. Brian Castano is only 5'7", so I'm not sure. I don't think Brian Castano. But
look, Castano. I think he destroys Castano. Maybe Charlo could give him some work. I just can't see.
It'll probably be another Lubin Fundora fight with the Charlo brother.
That's what I'm saying. Like this guy's too big, bro. I mean, if they were both the same height, I'll take Charlo all day. But this guy, I truly believe he kills himself and drains his body to make 154. Like I just cannot. In all honesty, does this guy look like he's 163 pounds?
If you was guessing off the top of your head, you'd be like, nah, he's probably 180. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? Because of the height and shit.
Man, it's like because this is how the weight work. This is how weight works, right? Like I don't have a rubber band. I was looking for a rubber band.
Hold on real quick. And you know what's even crazy? A dude who weighs 180, that's 6'6", he's still fucking skinny in real life if you ever seen him.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, so you got this rubber band, right? Like you got this rubber band, right? This rubber band weighs the same, right? But if I stretch it out, it still weighs the same, but it's just stretched out. And so it's like that's how Fundora is. Like, you know, when you're the average height 5'9", 5'10" or whatever, you know, you're looking like this. But when you're 6'7", that fat, then it's you're
Right.
stretched out. So it's like, I mean, I don't
That's
like
what
I said, I don't.
That's
see
what
him
I'm saying,
making-
bro. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Kevin Durant is 6'10",
Yeah,
and Kevin Durant. Let me see what Kevin Durant weighs. But
he's fucking small too.
Yeah, but what
He's
I
probably
let
180.
me see Kevin Durant. Wait, let me see how much.
I think he's like
is
190, 195. I think.
Kevin Durant, blah blah blah. Where the fuck's his weight? Doesn't say it. But you're probably right. About 190, 200 pounds, and he still looks skinny as hell. So who's to say that this asshole doesn't actually weigh 190 when he walks into the ring? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I just can't, it's hard for me to, unless he has like some kind of eating disorder. Like I just cannot believe that this guy walks around at 163. Like, come on, bro.
What the?
You're telling me, Keith, you telling me you weigh more than this guy? Aaron, you telling me you weigh more than this guy? Come on, man. No way. You know what I mean? I don't believe it. I just don't. No. Check this out. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is 240 pounds. I just googled it.
240.
240.
Kevin Durant. No, I don't know about that.
Nah, no way.
Look,
Kevin Durant 240.
That's what Google's saying.
Nah,
Bro,
Wilder.
Deontay Wilder was fucking 240.
They said, what's his name? Who won the championship last year? From the Bucks.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, they said Giannis weigh 240, and look how big he is.
Yeah, I don't think that's right, bro. There's no way
right.
Kevin Durant can weigh 240, bro. No.
Look, but just to show you I'm not lying. Look, just to show you I'm not lying. Look, peep this. I'm on Google. This is Google. Google's saying 240 pounds.
Bro, Google tripping. Google tripping.
Yeah,
nah,
I mean they probably are, because that seems a little straight. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like the guy is at least probably 190. Maybe 200.
Yeah, I could see like yeah.
But he looks so goddamn skinny. But that's kind of the point I'm trying to make with Fundora. Like the dude looks. I mean, we don't know if he's 190. We don't know if he's 200.
So is he a weight bully?
You can't tell when you're 6'7". If you're 150 and 190, you can't tell. You can't tell the difference.
Is he a weight bully?
You said what?
Is he a weight bully, twin? Is he a weight?
Of course, he's a weight bully, bro. But oh my god, weight bully's an understatement, bro. You know what I mean? This guy, honestly, bro. This guy is a senior in high school picking on toddlers, bro. That's what it is. And that's why I don't like this guy. That's why I don't like him. Look, if he went up to 175 and did his thing up there, then I could respect him. But until then, bro, like he's a weight bully, and I don't like him. I don't like him because of that.
He makes the weight though, twin.
I mean, he makes the weight, but like I wonder if he's got to like starve himself, puke, make himself throw up. Like, how does he make 154? I don't
know. That's a good question.
Like it's crazy to me, bro. Look at this guy. Look at his opponent. His opponent, who's like a foot smaller than him, is bulkier than he is. And you're telling me this guy walks around at 163? Come on, man. This guy, fight night. I don't know who this is, but this guy probably weighing right now on fight night. He's probably weighing about 160. Maybe a little more. Maybe 165.
More, probably a little
Come
more.
on, you're telling me this guy walks around 163? No fucking.
I try to screen share, but I'm on his Instagram. He's pretty small, bro.
You said what?
I'm on his Instagram. He's pretty small.
Who? Fondora?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Look, hold on. What are you saying? Like height wise or?
No, like even in regular pictures, like he's lanky.
Let me see.
He is lanky. He is naturally.
That's
lanky.
what I'm saying, bro. He's very lanky. I don't know. Let me look him up really quickly. Like him, just a regular interview or some shit.
I don't think he has the same success even moving up.
Nah, his frame is too small. I don't know.
I think at 160 he probably has success, but I think anything higher he might.
Because we gotta take into account Lubin, even at 154 he dropped him. So 168, somebody like David Benavidez fucking murder him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up like just a regular like interview or something like that, just where he's not training for a fight or not. Let me just see what he's at. Yeah, he still looks lanky as hell. But there's no way this guy walks around at 163.
Or maybe he could have been dragging it. You can watch the boxing voice interview when you get a chance. Maybe he was dragging it. It could be 170, 175. Because that does sound crazy. 163.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If he's go ahead, Twitter.
I'm gonna say he's like a buck. I'm gonna say $170.
Yeah, that
At
could be
bare
lower.
minimum.
At the least, I can see that.
Mhm.
At the least.
So, but you see now you know why I don't like the guy. No, not him personally. I'm sure he's a cool kid. You know, kid's probably humble. He's a very skilled fighter. It's just he has such like this is taking, you know, like when they say, oh, fighters have advantages, like this is taking it to the extreme, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is though, even if he's 170, 154 would technically still be his weight class, right?
No. If you're walking around at 170, 54, 60 is where you're at. Like you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything other than
Or
that,
even
it's
60,
just like
yeah.
you're fighting too high.
Yeah,
Compared
because
to like what you're
a
walking
regular
around.
168 dude, they're walking around 190 regular.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, 160.
That's what I was gonna say. If he's walking around at 160 or I wouldn't.
All right, so I got a question for y'all.
147. Go ahead.
Name me one boxer I don't respect in boxing right now.
That I don't respect. Fundora.
Ryan Garcia.
Other than Fundora, I can name a couple of guys that I don't respect. Number one being Ryan Garcia, 100%. Let me think who else I probably, and Canelo Alvarez.
I don't like the big Charlo.
Jamal
Bro,
Charlo.
I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad you, Aaron. I'm glad you
That's
brought
the
that up. Twin, I made a video. And I'm Twin knows, Aaron. I'm a huge Charlo fan. I like Jamel more than Jamal, but the thing is, I don't respect what he did to David Benavidez Saturday.
I thought that was some whole shit.
This is it.
Bro, this dude is with his son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like the big Charlo got as much heart as the little one.
Yeah,
Probably doesn't. The thing about Jamal is just like he ran up on the dude like, you got your family. Come on, you got your son and your wife. You want to run up on him?
That shit is
corny.
That ain't gangster at all, bro.
Hey Keith, you fought before, right? You said you had a lot of amateur fights and shit from last time. Oh, that's you. All right, cool. Usually the tough guys like that, they're usually the punkest, right?
Bro, let me tell you a quick story. I remember the first time we fought in a ringside tournament. It was in Missouri, some part of Missouri, I can't remember. And it was a dude that I was supposed to fight. This dude had tattoos and everything, right? The dude was like, we was stretching and shit. We was all stretching and shit. He walked over to my team and he was like, hey, which one of y'all Keith? And I was like, me. And he was like, bro, I'm finna fuck your world up. Bro, that shit scared the fuck out of me, bro. I was only like 16 at the time. Yeah. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? My niggas like, damn, what the fuck you do to him? Bro, I got so afraid. I got scared. I was nervous.
Was he much older than you?
Yeah. Nah, I think he was like maybe like a year older than me. He wasn't too much older than me. But anyways, we get in the ring, bro. And I was so terrified. I ain't gonna say I was terrified, but I was so nervous. The first round, and this is in the ringside, so I'm fighting anybody. You're not finna. They're not putting no bum in the ringside. So I'm thinking that, man, he finna. I'm like, all right, I'm finna protect myself from. Man, this dude didn't do not a damn thing, and was like just looking tough and talking tough, but didn't like do shit. By the second and third round, I was on his ass. The only reason I lost the first round because I was extra cautious. Second and third round, and after that moment right there, I no longer allow anybody to get in my head like that.
Yeah, I seen the video when Swift Jared Hurd smacked him.
Yeah, and he didn't do shit about it.
And it was both of them there.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. You know what they did? They got mad at a fan and they smacked the phone out of a fan. But okay, but why didn't you do nothing to Hurd though?
That was Jamal. I didn't
notice in life. I noticed in life, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like you get tough with the fans, but you won't get tough with the guy that smacked you.
And y'all seen that video? Jared Hurd was by himself.
Yeah,
both the twins right there.
This is my thing. If you know Jared Hurd and you know how the type of person, it's like, how the hell do you even get into it with Jared Hurd? Like, dude is a cool dude.
He's so like he's one of the nicest guys like you could ever talk to.
But like, look, it's crazy. You say he's one of the nice dudes, but the nice dudes, man, those be the ones you gotta watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Jared Hurd ain't no punk, but now what led to it though was Jared Hurd was with his girl. And like Jermell was like, I'll kill you and your bitch. And like,
they always drunk. They're just hotheads, bro.
Yeah, they do. They do too much, bro. But what happened when Denny Jacobs ran up on him? All of a sudden, he was like, you know what? You know what's funny, bro? He was talking shit to Adrian Broner, Gervonta Davis all night. Danny Jacobs run ups on him, and all of a sudden he's quiet. He's quiet as a mouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so corny, bro. Like these dudes are so corny, man.
Listen, not Jamel, bro. I don't think Jamel is corny, bro. Like I think
no, Jamel him was his own. He fights and shit. He don't duck nobody.
Yeah. Twin, you don't like Jamel?
Nah, I mean, like I don't really have too much of an issue with them. I just think they're corny. Like I don't dislike them. I like I like their talent. I like the way they promote themselves and things like that. But like doing shit like running up on a guy when he's with his wife and kid, smacking a fan and not going after Jared Hurd, the guy who originally smacked you. Like to me, that shit is just corny. You know what I mean? And then you're talking about how Lions only, but then you're ducking a fight with David. How you duck a fight with David Benavidez but try to run up on him?
Yeah, I seen the Mike Tyson podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mike Tyson was like
Mike Tyson was on his ass.
And he ain't want to call him out. He was like, you know what it is. I want to fight all y'all. Mike Tyson was like, nah, say his name, the Mexican Monster.
Yeah. Yo, he ain't no Mexican monster. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, shout out to Mike for doing that, yo. I love Mike, man.
Mike loves Benavidez, man.
He does.
He's always showing him love.
Big fan of Benavidez.
Yeah, bro.
And the thing about it is, bro, you gotta.
And that's the thing. Hold up, Twin. That's one thing too that I didn't understand. Like, bro, David Benavidez is a very humble. I met David Benavidez. Like, dude is very cool, bro. And so it was one of them things. Like, how the fuck do you get into it? My bad. Is nephew in the ring? Okay, it's like, how the hell do you get into it with David Benavidez? And all what started it was when they asked David Benavidez, would you be willing to fight Jamal Charlo? And David was like, I'm a fan of Jamal Charlo. Like, he's a good fighter. I definitely would take that fight. And Jamal, I guess, took it the wrong way. But I just don't respect you running up on a man that's with his son and his wife. Like, bro, what? Come on, bro. Like, that shit ain't cool, bro.
Of course.
You know,
and I was gonna say, bro, you got an all-time great practically calling you out, telling you like stop ducking. He's telling you to stop ducking without telling you to stop ducking. You know what I mean? And that's the way, and that's what you say. Talking about, oh, nah, I'm waiting for Canelo. Come on, man. Canelo's never gonna fight you.
Bro, Canelo doing boss you right now.
You said
what? You know what's great? You know what it is? It's high risk, low reward type of thing.
It is.
With Charles?
And it's not even low reward.
With Benavidez, yeah, you're right.
I think even a fight with Benavidez, he's still touching a cool meal.
Yeah, he is. No, he touching more than a meal. No, he
with Benavidez.
With Benavidez, I think he's touching a meal at least.
Yeah, that fight definitely sells.
That definitely sells. However, did y'all see what Jose?
Look, I could understand. Business wise why you would want to wait for Canelo, but the thing is Canelo has shown zero interest in fighting you. He literally got offered a $100 million contract to fight you, and he turned it down. What makes you think he's gonna fight you? You know what I mean? He got $100 million.
No, but I was watching the David Benavidez
interview, bro.
But hold up. I was watching the David Benavidez interview this weekend too that they did before the fights this weekend, and he said it. He said he'll fight anybody right now.
No. I'm not. Wait. You said Charlo or Benavidez?
No. Benavidez.
Oh, I mean, I know that Benavidez will fight anybody. I'm talking about Charlo.
Oh yeah. He's fucking waiting. But Canelo's not worried about him.
Like he said out of his own mouth, he's waiting for the Canelo fight. Canelo turned down $100 million to fight him. So I don't understand why he's expecting Canelo to fight him. Why are you waiting on a Canelo payday? If he turned down $100 million contract to fight you, and he chose to fight Bivol and 40-year-old Triple G. Come on, bro. You know what I mean?
I think Canelo beats Bible. I'm not even gonna lie.
No. He beat.
That's not no. I don't think that fight is gonna be as easy as people think.
No, I don't think it's easy. But look, everybody's typing up Bible saying, "Oh, he hits hard, bro." Dude only got 11 knockouts or 12 knockouts.
No. I don't think it's his power, bro. I think that his
boxing skill.
I think that he's gonna give Canelo some trouble, bro. I really do.
The thing about Bivol is he has every attribute that gives Canelo problems. He's got a good jab. He's got lateral movement. He's not like a Deontay Wilder kind of puncher, but he's got pop to his punches. You know what I mean? So in order to keep Canelo away from you, what Caleb Plant didn't have that Bivol does is punching power. Not necessarily something crazy out of this world. Probably nothing that Canelo hasn't touched before. Yeah. But he does have that pop in his jab to keep you away.
That could keep him away or make him feel the type shit.
Right, exactly. It'll make Canelo be very, very, very cautious. That's why I made a video and I said that Dimitri Bivol was going to be Canelo's hardest opponent to date.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he is. I agree with that. I definitely feel like Bivol has the style to give Canelo a lot of trouble. Like I'm
100%.
actually, I would not be surprised if the fight is controversial. Like I think I'm telling you, I'm gonna do a breakdown on that twin, on that fight once it comes close. When is that fight? May
7th, I think.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
What's your issue with Canelo? I mean, at first
Okay.
I ain't like him either, but he sort of grew on me respect wise.
I'm glad you asked. Twin. He got me started. He asked. I got to deliver. All right, so let's start it off from the origins of how I started to dislike this guy.
You asked this, Aaron. You
asked me, Aaron. You brought this on yourself. So now you're gonna hear me rant. So peep this. All right. So when Canelo was first coming up, he was fighting Shane Mosley, Cameron Cintrons, and I liked him because obviously, I don't expect him to fight, the best fighters at that time. He fights Austin Trout, right? And when he did that, I thought it was a little too wide of a decision, but I thought Canelo won it. Whatever. He then fights Mayweather, loses to Mayweather. There's nothing wrong with losing to Mayweather. That's Mayweather. Can't nobody.
No, yeah, it's the great. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he does that, and then he fights Erislandy Lara. Well, first Alfredo Angulo, and then Erislandy Lara, right?
Yeah.
So this is 3 slick black fighters back to back to back. By the way, 2 of them were undefeated, and Lara only had that one extremely controversial.
Bro, he did not lose to Paul Williams. We all know he did not lose to Paul Williams, bro.
Right?
I swear.
So to me, in my eyes, Erislandy Lara is undefeated, although on paper it has an L, which he 100% clearly won. So he does that, and I'm like, all right, Canelo is a beast. He's got heart. He's trying to fight the best. He's fighting styles that are giving him trouble. Austin Trout gave him trouble. Floyd Mayweather 12-0'd him. Erislandy Lara arguably beat him. At the very worst, it was a very tight fight, and he had a lot of trouble. Right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, at that point in time, I was a very big Canelo fan because I'm like, yo, this guy lets his fucking nuts hang. He wants the best. You know what I mean? He wants the best. Right. That happens. He loses to Erislandy Lara, and then all of a sudden he starts bullshitting. He starts making up a weight class that never existed. Canelo weight 155. You know what I mean?
You missing something, Twin. You missing something.
What?
You missing something.
What am I missing?
And see, Aaron, I like Canelo. Twin don't like Canelo. I like Canelo, but I'll call a spade a spade. Canelo.
Well, he grew on me the past 2 years. I'm not gonna lie. But besides that, the drug test, I ain't like that shit at all. I ain't letting that pass.
He avoided Demetrius Andrade.
Thank you for reminding me.
WBO. And he avoided that to fight James Kirkland. He said the WBO wasn't important to him. And then once Demetrius Andrade got stripped, he then stopped fighting at Canelo weight and fought Liam Smith for the WBO belt. Demetrius Andrade.
But for me, it gets a little bit deeper than that. So just hear me out. So that happens, right? He avoids Demetrius Andrade. He rather fight whack ass Liam Smith, whatever. So right then he beats Miguel Cotto. He beats Miguel Cotto, starts fighting at Canelo weight, which is 155, a weight class that never existed in boxing, right? So peep this. It gets deeper. At that point in time, I was like, I still fuck with Canelo, but he's kind of starting to get on my nerves, right? So then comes what Aaron mentioned, the failed drug test. Now, the failed drug test, I don't know if you guys really know the details on that. So in boxing, we have an A sample, we got a B sample, right? The A sample, if the A sample is positive, then they're like, just to make sure, they don't announce it, they got to make sure that you tested positive. So that's where the B sample comes in.
It's like another
B
test,
sample
basically.
comes up positive. You said what?
It's like another test, like a retake.
It's like another, it's kind of like just to make sure kind of test.
Okay,
so it's like the confirmation test. So confirmation test comes back positive. Okay, 100%, he's on something. So what happens is Canelo at the time was fighting for the WBC, right? So he was fighting for the WBC, and the WBC shamed Canelo, right? They said, Canelo's what he did was disgraceful, blah, 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 blah. So Canelo said, I will never fight for the WBC again. Now, mind you, every time Canelo Alvarez fights for the WBC, they take 30% of his purse because he's got to pay the sanctioning fees. 30% of $40 million.
You take 30%?
30%. 30%. I think it's either 3% or 30%. Something like that.
I thought it was 3. I saw.
You might be right. You might be right. It might be 3. I might have over exaggerated. Yeah. But 3% out of $40 million. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Canelo fights twice a year. That's a lot of money that the WBC was losing, right? So Canelo Alvarez was originally suspended for 2 years. That was his original suspension was 2 years, right? He admitted guilt. He admitted guilt and said, "Oh, what I did was wrong." Pretty much, he admitted wrongdoing. So because of that, VADA or whoever the hell ran the test, they kind of just give him a slap on the wrist. You know, kind of like when you take a plea bargain, you say, "Oh,
he makes so much money, man."
Yeah, of course. They're gonna bend over backwards for this guy. Think about it, $600,000 a year. This guy fights twice a year, and I'm just making up numbers. Could be more than that, could be less.
And it's crazy.
It's
they're making that money off of him just by not doing nothing.
Exactly. It's just for letting him fight.
Yeah.
So what happened? The WBC, they came out and they started kissing his ass, which I don't blame them. At the end of the day, it's business. I get it. But it's like at first they were saying how dirty it was of him. Then all of a sudden, when he said, "I'll never," because to be honest, Canelo doesn't need the WBC. He doesn't need the fucking WBC. He's Canelo. He doesn't even need a belt. He's still going to sell pay-per-views. He's still going to make money. They're still going to
he's at the point where he's big. He's bigger than the belt.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, like the WBC is like they're panicking. They're like, "Yo, like we need this guy's money." You know what I mean? So they gave him a slap on the wrist. They gave him the 6 months. And then he does the 2 fights with Triple G, which I feel like it was 3-4 years too late. I told you, Aaron, you're gonna get me ranting, bro. It's 2 years too late, or 3 years too late, whatever. He beats him, and then he just starts his bullshit again of fighting whack guys, ducking mandatories.
I thought Triple G won the first fight.
Triple G won the first fight 100%. And they gave him a draw. Like, bro, come on, bro.
One of the judges had it 10 rounds to 2 for Canelo. That's fucking stupid.
10-2, bro. And mind you, there was a judge that had it 6-6 when he fought against Floyd. Like, really, bro?
Most of the judges be old as fuck, though, right?
Yo,
man, most of the judges be in his payroll, man.
It's crazy. I seen a tweet the other day. It was like judges should be active fighters.
I agree, bro.
I agree with that too.
There's no reason why a fucking 70-year-old man should be judging a fight. Like, can you even see clearly? Like,
that's a valid ass point, though.
Like, at 70 years old, there's no way you've seen all them punches being thrown. Like, that shit looks like a whole bunch of flies.
Or at least have them watching the fight from the point of view that we see it, bro. Not just sitting on the side of the ring, bro.
But I think in every big fight, I think one judge paid off. Because you ever notice, even if it's a close fight, it be always that one bullshit judge, 10-2, like wide margin.
Bro, one of the judges had it like 9 rounds to 3 when he fought Lara, and I scored that fight. Like I had that fight 114 to 113. I think I had it 6 rounds to 6, but the only reason why I got it 114 to 113 is because Trout got dropped.
Yeah, I had it 7-5 Canelo, but it was still tight. Mm-hmm. But another thing too, he's the judges are on his side automatically, bro. That's another thing I don't like about him. He's choosing to fight weak opponents like that Makabu fight. I don't know whatever ended up happening with that, but that was something that they were actually going to do. And I'm like, really, Makabu, bro? Like nobody knows who that guy is. He's weak. I don't know if you guys ever looked him up, but he's horrible. One of the worst.
Oh, then they would have been like
shitty his last fight. He looked shitty his last fight.
Yeah, very shitty. So I'm glad he finally fighting somebody that, I like the Caleb Plant fight. I did, and then now he's fighting Bivol. So he's fighting 2 guys back to back that are undefeated in their prime, that are younger than him. This is the Canelo that I used to like. So he's kind of starting to go back to that Canelo that I used to like in terms of taking risky fights.
How did you feel when they announced Canelo versus Amir Khan?
That was just what the fuck. I was like, what the fuck? I already knew Amir Khan was going to sleep.
I wasn't surprised. I'll tell you that much. That much. I'm just like, yo, I don't understand it with this guy. I don't understand why this guy gets so much praise and love. But people, like, if you look at his resume, bro, like on paper, it looks like probably the best resume ever. But like when you down, all his big fights were against guys who were 35 years or older. Cotto, Kovalev, Shane Mosley.
That Kovalev fight was some bullshit. I don't care what.
He don't get credit for that. Kovalev was ran over the hill already.
That was some bullshit.
Not only that, but Kovalev threw that fight, bro.
Bro, he didn't put out one hard fight, bro, until like the 10th round, maybe.
Yo, quick question, real quick. Yes, I remember when talking about Amir Khan. Y'all remember in 2012 when when everybody hated Danny Garcia, they called him like a cherry picker and shit. Remember when he beat Amir Khan and they was like, oh, Amir Khan was outboxing him and all this shit. I'm like, bro, Amir Khan got dropped like 3 times in 4 rounds, bro.
They'll say that, oh, Amir Khan was outboxing him, bro. It was only round 2, or round 3. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like when I think he knocked out Amir Khan in the second, in the second or the third round, but it was
he knocked him like 3 times, just mopping the floor with him.
Yeah. What up, Dwayne? But yeah, bro,
it was with Amir Khan. That's all. It with Amir Khan. All you have to do is punch with him. Because Amir Khan he had an issue, especially back then before he got with Virgil Hunter. Amir Khan had an issue of staying in the pocket too long. His chin is not good enough for you to be throwing 5-6 combinations. No, you need to be throwing like 2 or 3 and getting out.
Hey, let me ask you guys a last question before I end the live. So one of my homies told me that he sees similarities in Devin Haney and Amir Khan when it comes to being chinny. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, say it again,
bro. That's
so. Listen, I had one of my homeboys. He told me that he sees similarities in Devin Haney that he did in Amir Khan when it comes to being chinny.
Listen, bro. Let me just start off by saying this, bro. And this is like one thing that irritates me about casual fans, bro. You got these dudes, like, just because a fighter gets hurt, they automatically say he was exposed or he's chinny.
Like,
first of all, name one fighter in the history of boxing that has never been rocked. Shane Mosley has a great iron chin. And go back and watch him versus Shane Mosley versus Vernon Forrest. Shane Mosley was rock bad in that fight. Like, bro, it happens, dog. Like, that don't mean just because you get hurt doesn't mean you expose. First of all, how you expose a guy that you didn't beat? Secondly, bro, you can't name me not one fighter that has not been hurt, that's not been rocked. Triple G. Go ahead.
But that's how you know. That's how you know Devin Haney's gonna be real good, because he's getting all the hate already.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he's special. The kid is special. But I saw that post and it had me thinking, like, because the thing about Devin Haney is he keeps his chin up in the air. You know what I mean? He keeps his chin up in the air a lot, and against a guy like Kambosos, probably not a good idea to do.
But Kambosos, man, he's the one I'm talking about. Devin Haney, a pillow fisted puncher, but he got his ratio is lower than Devin Haney's.
It is, but I think Devin Haney has more fights though.
Yeah, but let's be real. His fights are in Mexico, a good fucking 17 of those shits. They got paid $100 to take them body shots.
But it had me wondering, like I said, do you think Kambosos can expose that supposedly chinny chin of Devin Haney that he keeps up?
Nah, I mean, but listen, if he could time him with something, but I don't think it's him exposing him, because Kambosos don't got power.
The only reason Kambosos was able to drop what's his name? Teofimo, is because of the way Teo came out fighting. Teo was not fighting like Teo normally fights. He came out overly aggressive. And I think, Aaron, if I'm not mistaken, I think you said he timed him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what you just said. You know, Teofimo was not fighting like Teofimo, bro. And he caught Teofimo with a good shot. Again, when you get hit by a grown man flush on the chin, it happens. It happens. But I don't think that Kambosos I don't think that he stops. I don't think he's just this power puncher. I don't think so.
No, he's not. He only has 10 knockouts.
He got like
knockdown. That was like
exactly.
That was just perfectly timed type shit.
Exactly.
But hey, Kambosos proved us wrong one time. He could do it again. Don't sleep on him. That's all.
No. Listen. Let's call a spade a spade. When it comes to this Devin Haney fight, George Kambosos sent him. You remember when Devin Haney was saying he didn't pick this fight, he was forced into this fight?
No, he definitely ducked. No, he did duck him.
No, he was forced into the fight. He didn't pick him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Kambosos was trying to go the other way.
Yeah, so he sent him a bullshit contract that he didn't think Devin Haney was going to accept. He paid,
and it was a bullshit contract because it's like, since when does if I beat you, I gotta still come and fight you in your hometown?
Exactly. Nobody does that. That doesn't happen.
No,
you know what I mean? Kambosos, it's like, Kambosos is the A side, but no, like when you lose, you don't. It's not in the rematch clause. There's never a rematch clause that says, "Oh, this is the location of our next fight." No, that doesn't happen.
And then
you negotiate that once the rematch clause is activated. But
they have it to where they have it to where Top Rank has to promote Devin Haney's next 3 fights
Exactly. He's got to sign with Top Rank for 3 fights, right? So he offered him some bullshit low amount of money, and in 2 fights, both fights are in Australia. Come on, man, that's a bullshit contract that you did not think Devin
they're
Haney
trying to fuck with Devin Haney's head and trying to make him as uncomfortable as possible when he goes over there.
So yeah, so what I'm saying is like George Kambosos, he thought in his head, he was like, oh, there's no way Devin Haney's gonna accept this. I'm gonna send him this bullshit contract, and then when he doesn't sign, I'm just gonna be like, oh, he ducked me. I'm gonna move on, you know. But he didn't think Devin Haney was gonna sign it. So when he did, he was like, oh shit, he fucking signed it. You know, now I gotta take this fight. Because imagine Devin Haney signs a contract and then the fight doesn't happen. Now it's apparent that you ducked Devin Haney. So he can't allow that. So he has to take the fight. That's why Devin Haney says you were forced into this fight. You didn't want this fight.
Because Twin, what you said, I think you said it earlier. What they do is they come up with a bullshit contract. They know that they're not gonna sign it. When they don't sign it, they'll say, well, we offered him the fight.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what George Kambosos' plan was. The only thing is, like I said, he did not expect Devin Haney to sign this fight. And honestly, I didn't either. I didn't think Devin Haney was going to accept that fight.
That proves that he really wants this shit.
Yeah, but he did. So now Kambosos, the thing about it is, man, this fight's going to be in Australia, bro. Do not be surprised. And I'm telling you guys now, do not be surprised if there's a controversial draw. If Devin Haney schools this guy, there's going to be a controversial draw. Or if Kambosos wins more than 3 rounds,
he won the fight.
Expect the robbery.
You know what's crazy? Kambosos was ducking the fuck out of Haney, but I felt like Lomachenko would have given him way more problems.
Given who?
What you think about that?
Or Kambosos?
Kambosos was trying to fight Lomachenko, right?
Yeah, he was.
I feel like Lomachenko would have given him way more problems.
But see,
I feel like the only reason Lomachenko lost to Teofimo was because the size difference.
I think what happened was. Go ahead, Keith.
I think. Oh, my bad. I think when you said Lomachenko was going to bring him more problems, Lomachenko was also going to bring him a bigger check too.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Because I like Lomachenko better than Haney, even though they're both good boxers. But Lomachenko's angles is crazy and shit. Like it's insane.
Absolutely.
So the reason why I think Lomachenko lost to Teofimo was because of his own doing. It was he decided not to fight the first 6 rounds, I want to say.
Yeah, he gave away
when he finally decided to fight, he was just so down on the scorecards and it was just too late.
But have you seen the size difference in that fight, bro? Teofimo was big, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They say Lomachenko walks around naturally like 143, bro, 144.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a small dude. He don't belong at
135, honestly.
No, he doesn't. 35 was too big for Lomachenko.
I thought he was perfect at 30, but Lomachenko decided to fight. He just decided to fight late. If he would have fought how he did from rounds, I think 6 to 10 or 11, whatever, he would have won the fight. But it was just too late.
Yeah, I think
it's not because of what Teofimo did. Teofimo didn't do nothing. It was just Lomachenko just did not throw any punches until round 6. It was just too late by then. That's what it was.
I think Loma's an all-time great.
No,
not yet. But can he retire and become an all-time great? Maybe.
Yeah, I remember real quick because I know you'll be able to get off. You remember when Lomachenko was coming up? They was like, "Oh, he won't fight Nicholas Walters." Made Nicholas Walters quit. He won't fight this dude. Made this dude quit. I know you remember that, Johnny.
But when you say all-time great, bro, when you say all-time great, compare Lomachenko to Pretty Boy Floyd. I think Pretty Boy Floyd beats the shit out of him.
Oh my God, of course. Easy.
I think that Terence Crawford at 135 would have beaten Lomachenko at 135. Mm-hmm. So to say that he would be an all-time, he would have been one of the greats. I think so because Lomachenko does bring something to the table that a lot of fighters don't bring. But the thing is, here's also the thing: we haven't seen Lomachenko in there with the style of Salido since he's been in there with the style of Salido. So imagine him going against like a Roberto Duran or some shit.
He won that. He won that Salido fight. Let's be real.
He won the what?
He won a Salido fight. Let's be real.
Bro,
all them low blows, bro.
I don't know, man. I gotta.
Bro,
I watched that fight, bro.
I had
27
I had Salido just scraping by, but remember, Salido was the champion. Salido was the champion. So if you wanna beat the champion, you gotta beat the champion. You can't just do just enough to win. Like you gotta.
But I remember all the low blows, right?
You said what?
I remember that. He fought dirty.
Oh my God, yeah. I hit him with so many.
And I think, matter of fact, I think he missed weight. in that fight. I think he came over heavy.
You might be right.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. But yeah, bro, he hit him with like a fucking million nut shots. But I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how he fights, bro. He's a dirty fighter. You know, you got to prepare for that. Like when Kovalev fought Andre Ward in an interview, he said, "I'm ready for Andre Ward's dirty fighting." And he still complained about Andre Ward's dirty fighting, knowing that that's how Andre Ward fights.
The way you feel about Canelo is the way I feel about Kovalev. No, the way you feel about Fundora is how I feel about Kovalev. I don't like Kovalev.
Yeah, no, fuck Kovalev. But all right, guys, man, I appreciate you guys being on. Whatever, I'm gonna end the stream now. But for the next one, man, it's gonna be Wednesday. If you guys want to hop on, and then we'll go from there. All right, bro.
All right, bro.
All right,
fellas.